Well, meantime, President Biden says he's weighing executive action as a possible solution to the crisis at our southern border. The president considering using a section of the Immigration and Nationality Act. It's something Donald Trump also used during his time in the White House. President Biden talking about this option in an interview with Univision.
When the border has over 500,000 people, 5,000 people a day trying to cross the border because you can't manage it, slow it up. There's no guarantee that I have that power all by myself without legislation.
And correspondent Allie Bradley live for us at the border there in Eagle Pass, Texas. So, Allie, this could essentially shut down the border.
Yeah, Nichole, and it's interesting to hear President Biden talk about that 5,000 number, which is where we're kind of currently hovering. And we saw days where we saw upwards of 12,000 encounters every single day, and these conversations weren't being had. But now this message that he's putting out there, signaling that he could use this executive authority here under the Immigration and Nationality Act that would substantially decrease the amount of asylum seekers who are able to cross our southern border. So it really underscores the pressure that the president is facing, and that it's a very real pressure here, and it's prompting movement at the border when just mere months ago the administration wouldn't even acknowledge the ongoing issues down here as a crisis. Now, during that interview with Univision, he said he would use authority in Section 212F of the INA. Under that statute, the president is allowed to, quote, suspend the entry of any aliens or of a class of aliens, or place restrictions on the entry of a class of aliens temporarily if he or she determines that the entry of such aliens will be detrimental to the U.S. interests. So, yes, the problem is real here. There's some acknowledgement there from President Biden saying that they are considering using that authority there, and changes are clearly being made. Numbers have fluctuated substantially after high-profile meetings in Mexico and after Governor Greg Abbott doubled down on fortifying the Texas border under Operation Lone Star. So take a look here. The Del Rio sector, which is where we are standing, that has basically been the epicenter of this crisis. But as you can see, encounters have shifted west. The Tucson sector registering a significant surge of approximately 167% this fiscal year when compared to the same time last year, totaling around 300,000, while San Diego follows with an increase of approximately 76%, reaching about 152,000. So we talked with Congressman Tony Gonzalez, who represents most of the Texas southern border, and he says the administration has sat on its hands for far too long.
It's unfair for us to have to fit the bill for a federal problem. It's once again why I've urged the Biden administration, just do your damn job. If somebody here is illegally, you deport them. It is that simple. Just like, oh, by the way, every administration before you has done.
Now, Nichole, Congressman Gonzalez goes on to tell us, while the majority of the problem with illegal immigration starts right here at the southern border, right here in Eagle Pass, we see people crossing very regularly. But he says that's not where they stay. They go into the interior. It's a national problem and something that Congress needs to come together on and find a solution for. But it's really interesting to hear President Biden even kind of considering these things because, again, Nichole, he has openly said for months now that he does not have the authority to make these moves, and now these moves are seemingly on the table here, and as you mentioned, could happen as soon as the end of the month. Nichole.
Yeah, we will certainly see what happens. Allie, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.